Hello everyone, welcome again to the channel. Today I want to share with you this recent story that I found a little bit interesting. So this one is from Reuters and says Ukraine tells residents to leave occupied south due to counterattack plans. So this was Ukraine's deputy prime minister, and her name is Irina Vereshchuk. And apparently last Sunday, this news is from July 10th, so yesterday. So he urged civilians in the Russian-occupied southern region of Kherson to urgently evacuate as Ukraine's armed forces were preparing a counter-attack there. It's clear there will be fighting, there will be artillery shelling, and we therefore urge people to evacuate urgently. She said she could not say exactly when the counteroffensive will happen. I know for sure that there should not be women and children there, and that they should not become human shields. Okay, so this is the story in a summary. Overall, my opinion is positive. I think let's say it's okay that people will evacuate from an area that is expected to have some military conflict. What I don't see is what is the need to broadcast this news. I mean, from the strategic point of view, I don't see the purpose of this, but I'm just a little bit surprised that the Ukrainian side is trying to let the Russians know that they are coming and they are going to attack Kherson region. I just find it a little bit confusing. It's not something that they have done before. As you know, they have been shelling civilians for more than 8 years, so just suddenly worrying about the welfare of the people of Kherson region is somehow inconsistent, but that's what it is. So that's the first thing, In summary, they want to attack the south part, concretely the zone of Kherson, and then comes this another story that is complementary to this one. This story is from the Times and says Ukraine has 1 million ready for fight back to recapture the south. And they are saying Ukraine is massing 1 million strong fighting force equipped with Western weapons to recover its southern territory from Russia. And this comes from the defense minister, Oleksiy Reznikov. He said that President Zelensky had ordered Ukraine's military to retake occupied coastal areas which are vital to the country's economy. And then the article goes on to say that they have approximately 700,000 in the armed forces, and when you add the National Guard, police, border guard, we are around 1 million strong. So that's how they make up this 1 million army. And apart, they continue with this story that I already mentioned in previous videos, that England said they were going to train 10,000 troops every 120 days. So let's take that into account. And then there was this declaration from Zelensky that he said that Ukraine was losing as many as 200 men a day. There are some declarations that is more than 200, but even if we take this number, 200 men a day in 30 days, that's 6,000 men lost. every single month. And if you do the numbers, they're going to train 10,000 every 4 months. Every 4 months. So that means in those 4 months, Ukraine will have lost 24,000 soldiers, at least. And they are going to train only 10. So if you do the math, they are losing. They're losing soldiers. They're having shrinking numbers of soldiers. So that is what is interesting. And he says Ukraine recent withdrawals from the 2 cities in the Lugansk region, Severodonetsk and Lysychansk, were tactical losses rather than strategic defeats. That's what they are saying. It's not my opinion. And this was kind of interesting. They say, we are sure the anti-Kremlin coalition was born. Our partners in London and Washington DC and other capitals, we have to make the Kremlin lose. So this is like the whole goal of this. And then the article goes on to say some things about his life, his background and everything. And then he says this part that is, again, is just Ukrainian propaganda, but I will read it to you what they're saying. They're saying the Russian army behavior in Ukraine, slaughtering civilians, pillaging their homes, and raping and executing women and children had helped him make his case. Evidence of mass killings in Bucha, the first dozens of towns liberated by Ukrainian forces, had helped the world realize what the Ukrainians were fighting for. After Bucha, people in other countries understood that the Russian army is an army of rapists, looters, and murderers. Okay, that is absolutely false. I will post a link to a video from someone is an American politician, and he made a very good case about this. I will post the video so you can take a look at the video. He makes a very good argument specifically about Bucha and other things. So I think it is interesting. I already explained that this is absolutely false. But anyway, they keep repeating this known lie to somehow justify something. And they say that he made this argument that it is kind of from history, from Winston Churchill's, and he said, give us the tools, we will finish the job. So it's not as simple as give us the tools, we will finish the job. By tools, of course, it means weapons, but weapons alone are not enough to win the conflict. So I already explained that Ukraine has less and less capable soldiers every time. And I wanted to lastly share with you this story. This is from the Daily Mail. They say conscripts are being given CoOp papers on the beaches of Ukraine as Volodymyr Zelensky's army suffers heavy losses. This is again from 10th of July. And then they go on to mention several stories of people that received the papers, notifications from military officials everywhere, in the beach, in the church. They were even chasing people. They say that a lot of people were hiding because they don't want to do military service, and no, they just mentioned it here. They say they were going to bar, beaches, checkpoints, malls, and even church services, So it is part of the strategy to, replenish the numbers of soldiers that they are losing. And that he at the last paragraph they make a very good point. You can read the entire article, it's kind of interesting, but what they are doing is just mentioning some stories of people and how they think, what is their opinion about the whole thing. He says the key issue for Ukraine was not an overall shortfall in military numbers, but the lack of well-trained and equipped troops to serve along such a sprawling front line, protect long borders, and launch counterattacks. So this is actually the summary of the situation in Ukraine. Ukraine has lost most of the better prepared troops, the best prepared troops they had, and the last pocket of such soldiers, they are getting lost in the Donbass conflict. So after that, all they will have is just people, regular people, who were working in all different areas of life, and they are being forced to serve in the military. I'm not saying they shouldn't do it to protect their country. What I'm saying is that it's pointless. It's pointless. The military leaders, the civilian leaders, they should negotiate for peace. Instead of just throwing people up in the battle, so they will get killed, surely killed. There is not enough weapons. There is not enough trained soldiers. Even if there were enough weapons, there are not enough trained soldiers to use those weapons. So at this point, as in any point since the invasion, the best solution was negotiations. Continues to be negotiations. I'm in favor of the peace. I think the best solution for this is to just sit and negotiate with the Russian side. But that's just my opinion. Let me know what you think about it in the comment section. And as always, I ask you to please share this video on social media, like it, and subscribe to the channel. I hope to see you again very soon. Thank you for watching.